All right, welcome to our Thursday night team meeting. I am super excited for all the really good information that I've put together for you guys tonight. I have 8 pages of notes, so I hope you have something to write some notes down on because I'm giving you all my good information. I'm going to pull up my slides and we're going to get started because I don't want to waste any time at all. So let me get all those visuals up. Okay, and we are going to get rolling. So tonight I'm going to talk about how to grow your team and add coaches every week, okay? And I noticed my typo, so I was like typing as fast as I could to get all these slides up today. But I got so much good information for you, so don't pay attention to that little typo. We're going to go ahead and jump in. And I want to talk about the big picture, you guys. Big picture. You might think to yourself, well, I don't know if I want to even add coaches. Why would I even want to add coaches? Doing challenge groups is great. You are helping people, no doubt. You're helping people, but it really holds you back from a bigger potential. And there's several bigger things that it's leaving you from. Helping other people become successful to help themselves and to help their families and help other people. It really limits your income potential not to grow a team, and it keeps you in your comfort zone. The number one thing I hear is that people are scared to invite others to coaching. So let me give you all my tips tonight, all right? And I posted a little photo there of the Beachbody Star Diamond Quarterly Bonus. When you grow your team and you help other people become successful, Beachbody continues to return that by giving you bonuses in many different ways. Team cycle bonus, quarterly bonus, all that. And you can look that up if you want more info on that. But I just want to throw that out there. So what does it boil down to? And how do the 4 vital behaviors relate to growing a team? Okay? I know you're like, oh, I hear that all the time, the vital behaviors. Well, there's a reason why they're so important. Inviting is the number 1 vital behavior. Duh. Because if you're going to build a team, you have to invite. People do not know what you're doing. You need to be a product of the product because it shows other people that you can do it and that they can do it. Personal development will help you be confident in inviting. Okay? And recognition, the one they just added, because those challengers that you're recognizing, they would be great coaches. And when you are recognizing your coaches for success, it shows that you're a good mentor, okay? And you might think to yourself, well, I don't see myself as a great leader. You just fake it till you make it, okay? So don't worry about that. The vital behaviors play into building a team. And there's 2 parts I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about inviting, and I'm going to talk about posting online. And you just lather, rinse, repeat. You just repeat these things. You repeat inviting. You repeat posting online. And you just keep building and keep growing. I listened to a call last night with a great analogy about how a tree is like your business, your team. And the roots are the people you're adding to your team, and the branches and the fruit are your leaders. And to keep that tree continuously growing fruit and getting bigger and thriving, you have to continuously be adding coaches and working with leaders. So let's talk about inviting first, okay? So when you're inviting, this needs to be often. You can't just invite one person and call it good, because the more people you ask, the more you get. And sometimes it's just that you have to plant a seed with somebody and they have to think about it. You know, it has to grow. They have to, mull it over and decide. So you have to invite, because people will not come running to you. I am so sorry to tell you that. And they just won't. You have to show that it's easy and others can do this too. And what I mean by that is this is completely duplicatable. Everything you've learned, your coach learned too. and you can teach it to your coaches. And it's not like you have to reinvent the wheel because we just keep repeating the same thing. You need to have a deadline. When you are inviting people to coaching, there needs to be a sense of urgency. If there is no sense of urgency, why would they need to make that decision soon or in the short future? They could just let it go, right? So there has to be a deadline, and the deadline could come in the form of like a new coach training. You know, you need to sign up by June 27th because that's when we're starting, or the end of a sneak peek. You need to sign up Friday, you know, if you want to get a prize, something like that. People don't always know what you're doing, so it's really important that you invite them directly. They might see a post and have no idea what it means or what you're talking about. I know that directly with my coach. She was posting about stuff all the time, no clue what she was talking about until she directly invited me. And if the person you're thinking of scares you, they would be a great coach. If the idea of you asking them terrifies you, that's probably because that person is a person of influence, and they would be a great coach because they already have a strong network. So here's the process. Here's step one. So if you're taking notes, write down step one, the invite. And I will post these slides in our team page. So, you know, don't worry about scrambling to write down exactly the invite. Just get the idea. So the invite is just putting the idea in their head. Like, hey, you're kicking butt in our challenge group. You know, you're basically doing what a coach does, but you aren't getting paid for it. Have you ever considered being a coach? Just that simple seed planted could be the difference between somebody, you know, being in a challenge group or two, or somebody becoming a rock star coach. Hey, your vacation looked amazing. I'm always looking for fun teammates, and I thought of you. Have you ever considered coaching? So this would be someone you know, or someone you're building a relationship with. You've taken note in what they're doing. You're commenting on something about them that would be great for, you know, working with you, or great for your team. Or the last one, hey, I'm putting together a coach sneak peek next week. I know you want to be able to stay home with the kiddos, and mention that you hate how short maternity leave is. Would you like to check it out? So, you know, you've noticed a need that they have, you know, financially or time or something like that. And, excuse me, you are inviting them to a different opportunity, to a different lifestyle choice. So the first part is just the invite, just the idea. And if you notice, like, you're asking them, have you ever considered it, or would you check it out? You know, you're moving to the next phase. You're not word vomiting all over them, all about Beachbody and all about coaching and join my team, I'm trying to, you know, reach another rank. That totally turns people off. So this is just putting the idea in their head, okay? Then step two is setting up a date to view information. I do not want you to feel like you have to know it all and that you have to explain it all. You actually want to put them in front of somebody else, usually, or video that you've recorded, explaining more information. So when they've responded to you from the last message and they're like, you know, yeah, I've thought about it, or no, I've never thought about it, then you just move on to this next step too. I have a 20-minute video with more info. When can you watch it? Or the sneak peek is Monday through Friday. I'm going to add you now. Message me when you get the notification. Or the backstage pass is tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Will you be able to jump on? Or the live presentation is Thursday at 6. Will you jump on with me? So in all of these, you're still asking another question. You're asking them to do something. And for any of the live ones, like a sneak peek or a backstage pass or a live presentation, if they ever have a previous engagement or a reason why they can't get on, always revert back to the pre-recorded video. I have a 20-minute video with info. When can you watch it on your schedule? So there's plenty of options, and don't ever feel like there's only, you know, one dead way of presenting the information, especially if you're running an event. So Step 2 is all about setting up a time for them to view the information. Now note, I haven't given that information yet. This is just setting it up because I want to make sure that there is a deadline. So again, we're keeping that urgency. So step 3 is to set up a follow-up before you send the actual information. So examples are, okay, I'm glad that you saw you're in the sneak peek. I will message you Saturday to answer any questions that you may have. Or, okay, I will message you at 9 p.m. after the event to answer any questions you may have. Chat soon. Or, okay, if I message you tomorrow at 2, you'll have seen the video, right? Or you'll be available, right? You know, you can kind of put in some information there. Or, okay, when is a good time to call you to answer your questions? And if you really want the best of the best, I suggest doing a call. Now that doesn't always work, but it is really the best way to connect, to have them hear your voice and your excitement, and you can, you know, have a really good connection talking back and forth. Okay, so that's step 3. Now you haven't sent any information yet. You are solidifying. You're not throwing anything out in the air. If you just say, oh yeah, just get back to me after you watch it, they're not going to. So you have to set up a time to follow up. And then step 4, if you guessed it, is of course following up, because the fortune is in the follow-up. You've heard that so many times, and guys, I can't tell you how true that is. Okay, it's just, you have to follow up. So the first step is always asking positives, whether it's in a message or on the phone. They're like, okay, I watched it, or you've set up a time or whatever. Hey, what did you like best from the presentation? We want to keep it on the positive side. And then they're going to tell you something that they liked about it. And then your next step in a separate message is to ask their level of interest. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being no interest and 10 being ready to sign up, where do you see yourself? So this gives them a chance to kind of gauge their level of interest. And really, 1 through 8, I would just ask, what do you feel keeps you from being a 10? And if they're a 9 or a 10, they're definitely ready. So then I would say, okay, the new coach group starts Monday. Would you like the link to get signed up? And help them, walk them through the sign up. Now make sure there's a deadline for that sign up and it's not just in the air, okay? So let's go back to, in case they say a 1 through 8. If they say a 1 through an 8 and you ask them what keeps them from being a 10, they're usually going to give you either an objection or a question that they don't understand. So this is when you send them more information about the question or the thing they don't understand, or answer it if you feel you know a good answer and it's not really long-winded. Again, we don't want to vomit on them. Or get help from your sponsor. If it's an objection, please go to the objection sheet in the Business in a Box in our team page, because that is going to give you exactly what to say for every single objection. An objection is completely normal. It is completely part of the process. There is not a single coach out there who doesn't hear objections. It's just that you need to just, you know, take a deep breath and give them a good answer, a good way they haven't thought about it, or, you know, just kind of problem solve through their objection. An objection is completely normal. And then seriously, you just repeat step 4 until you get to step 5, which is getting them signed up and started, okay? Now, all you need to do is give them your link, have them, or use the Coach Mobile app, have them sign up, and then, you know, follow whatever your team does for starting up new coaches. So let's move from invites to posting online. Now, inviting is king, okay? You can't just post online and build a big team. You have to be doing direct invites. But an online post can also be a backup to what you're saying in your invites. So if you're doing a coach sneak peek, or you're doing a backstage pass, or you're doing a new coach group and you've posted about it on your page, when somebody gets this message from you, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to go investigate on your page. And if they don't see any evidence at all of anything having to do with coaching, that doesn't really back up your word. So make sure you are posting online, not spam, but in addition to your invites. So the number one thing you have to be showing is the coach life. You need to show your brand, not Beachbody brand. It should not be logos and just, stock photos. You hear that, but it's so true. And I see tons of coaches doing it every single day. They post a picture of them holding their Shakeology shaker cup. That becomes like just a one-trick pony. And why would somebody come to your page to check out what you've posted today if it's every day the same thing and it feels like you're trying to sell to them? So be engaging. Take an interest in asking questions, learning about, your network, this social media. It's not, be interested, not interesting. So just take an interest in other people. Now, I want you to also, when you're posting about coaching, I want you to lead with effort and possibility. Because a lot of times, especially you'll see this with other companies, they will post money, like amounts and dollar bills everywhere. And easy money is teaching people that they can just sign up and rake in and be lazy and not have to do any work, and then they will be quickly disappointed. So you're instead showing them work now and get freedom later. So, you can talk about how you've done that and how they can do the same thing. And another mistake is, saying, I will show you everything. Because really, you don't want to be a babysitter, and that would take a lot of time if you constantly, had to show somebody how to be a coach rather than bringing in leaders that are going to lead themselves. So instead, you're going to want to post about how you will be the mentor and pass resources to them. Again, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just pass on what your team has created. So that makes it, a lot less pressure on brand new coaches to have to know everything. You don't have to know everything. You just have to know Google. Okay. So posting online, these are some of the examples that I've done. And the wording is, it has to be your own words. And kind of what I do is tell what you offer. So what are you offering? Like, how will it make them feel? And tell what they get, like what's in it for them. People really, like if you say, join my team, people really cringe with that. They want to know what's in it for them, not for you. So I've seen people, again, from other companies who will say, I'm this close to earning a car, join my team. Okay, well, that's great for that person, but what's in it for me, right? You want to talk about the team support, how you're not in it alone. You want to talk about the mentorship, the opportunity, how it has helped you. And then always, of course, if you're mentioning anything with income, make sure you put the disclaimer that Beachbody has provided. That's really important, that we're not breaking any rules with that. So when you're posting, those are definitely things that you need to talk about. And then also, what are you inviting them to? Is it a sneak peek event? Because those are usually about 3 to 5 days in a private group. Are you inviting them to a backstage pass, which is usually about 1 hour and it's a public event? Are you inviting them to a live presentation, which is usually on a Zoom or something like this where they can watch live and join in a chat? Or are you inviting them to a new coach training, which Coach Basics is in your back office? For my team, the sneak peek, the backstage pass, and the live presentation, if you want to run any of those, all of that is, again, in the Business in a Box, all in one place for you, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just copy and paste or kind of, edit it to fit how you talk. So when you're posting, definitely be specific on what you're inviting them to. It can be very confusing, especially if we use Beachbody talk, Beachbody jargon. People don't know the lingo that we know. So you have to say it, in plain terms. And then, okay, so we've talked about inviting, we've talked about posting online, And now, actually recruiting. You build your business. Your coaches build their business. You support them. Don't feel like you have to build their business. They have to want to build their own. And if you're talking to someone, inviting them, and they ask you a question that you don't know or something that stumps you, just don't worry about it. Again, take a deep breath. Say, that's a great question. Let me find out and get back to you. So if you're on the phone, you could just say, let me make a note to get back to you on that. Or if it's in a message, ask, Google FAQ, your sponsor. If it's an objection, make sure you check the objection sheet. And that's really going to help guide you. The more people you ask, the more people you get. You don't need to know all the ins and outs of coaching at all. You just need to know how to share a recorded video or copy and paste information from an event or invite them to an event that's already going. This business is completely duplicatable. That means that it's not difficult. It can be repeated. It can be repeated for brand new coaches. And trust me, the stuff I'm doing now is the same stuff I was doing when I started as a coach. I've just kept doing it. You never leave phase one. Phase one is staying in the vital behaviors. You never leave that. It's not like you build a team and then you sit back in your recliner. You continue to build your team and continue to build your leaders, and your team just grows and it becomes this machine that runs itself, and it's really fun. So, you need to set some goals. Wherever you are right now, if you're a brand new coach, first goal should be Emerald, and that needs to happen soon because you need to build some momentum. When I hear a coach say, I'm just going to take things slow, I'm just going to go at my own pace, you're going to get discouraged because nothing is going to happen. And I'm just being honest with you. So if you're a brand new coach, make your goal Emerald and, make it in 2 weeks. There's no reason why you can't sign up 2 coaches in 2 weeks. Then your next goal should be Diamond. Just skip Ruby and go for Diamond because, trust me, more people hit Diamond than they do Ruby. I hit Diamond before I hit Ruby, if that makes sense. So just keep moving forward. And then after you've become Diamond, you continue to build your team, but then you're going to work with your team and teach them the stuff you already know so that you can build that Star Diamond business. There is no limit, not one, there is no limit to the amount of 15-star Diamond coaches or millionaire coaches that there can be. There is no limit. Please do not give yourself a mentality of scarcity, because I don't want you telling people or telling yourself that the market's saturated or there's not enough people or nobody wants to do this with me. That just means you're not asking enough people. If all you see is coaches in your newsfeed, stop following them. You are in this to build a business, so you need to be adding people to your market that are not coaches, right? So make a non-negotiable goal. You should be adding at least 1 coach per week to have a solid business, at least, okay? I know there's coaches that months go by and they haven't added 1 person. That team, that business is going to grow stagnant and probably go in the reverse because there's just not momentum there, and you really need to have momentum. And like I said, fake it till you make it. You need to act like the rank you want to be. If you want to be 5-star, act like a 5-star Diamond coach. Guess what? You're going to attract leaders. If you want to be 10-star, 15-star, you want to be an elite coach, you want to be whatever, act like the coach you want to be. Not the coach you are now, but the coach you want to be, because then you'll start attracting more. If you are still scared to invite, you need to check into these 3 things. The Magic of Thinking Big, the book You Are a Badass. Also, The Magic of Thinking Big is a book. I listened to the audio. The Confidence Gap. And then if you're a procrastinator, you just don't invite and you put it off, you need to read Eat That Frog. And if you would like more on the step-by-step of inviting, read the book Go Pro. It's a step-by-step. It's not actually a novel or anything. That's a really great book as well. So those are 3 things that could help you continue to move forward. Now, when you sign up new coaches, it's very simple. It's not brain surgery, you guys. And you can start your new coaches off right. And this is easy. Success Club is where it's at. Okay, so if you want to start off a new coach right, Success Club. You hit it first. You take care of you. You know, it's like everybody's been posting this picture that says you can't pour from an empty cup. If your business is going nowhere, you can't really teach other people to go somewhere, right? So you hit it first. Then you sign up new coaches. Teach them to hit Success Club. And repeat. Lather, rinse, repeat. And if you do that every single month, I guarantee you will hit all your goals. So personally, I try to hit Success Club by the 10th. So 10 by the 10th. It doesn't happen every month, but it's my goal. I'm not going to stop until I reach Success Club every month. Then I focus my energy on recruiting new coaches and working with them to achieve their goals. And then I just repeat that every single month. I've been doing that 44 months in Success Club, you guys. 44 months in Success Club. So if you really want to grow a really, really strong business, Success Club is where it is. And then to teach your new coaches to hit Success Club, there's just 3 simple things you need to tell them to do. Make a list, invite, keep inviting until Success Club is achieved. Until it's achieved is important. It's not just, oh, I'm going to invite a few, and if it doesn't happen, oh, well. No, you invite until you hit Success Club. Not, wait for everybody to come to you, or, just invite a couple people and they said no and now I'm scared. No, it's not that you're a bad coach. Okay, you got a couple no's. Guess what? They'll come back later. You keep moving to the next person on your list and the next person on your list. And when that list gets empty, you add to your list. So plug them into the team. Be a mentor, not a babysitter. Okay, we already talked about that. You want to teach them to be leaders. And then you just lather, rinse, repeat. And you just repeat that, and you repeat that, and you repeat that. So that is all of my good info. I tried to talk about a mile a minute to keep this at 30 minutes. I like for these to be at 30 minutes. If you have any other questions, or, if anything needs to be clarified, whatever, please, please, please ask. I am happy to answer questions and hope this helps you. So this will be up on YouTube for, it's a recording, so you'll be able to see it for the future. Share it, use it, remind yourself, watch it every week if you need to remind yourself you need to be signing up a coach a week at least. But yeah, have a fabulous Thursday night, you guys. It is Beachbody Payday. It is Rank Day. It is all that fun stuff. So hope this helped you, and have a great night.